All right, welcome back to the 21 Convention. Up next, we have our final speech for the evening, and I can promise you it's going to be an amazing speech. He goes by the name of Jared Psych Laurence, and he's a dating coach. You may actually recognize him from MTV's show Made, and he's also been a 5-time speaker at the event. He's a master instructor with the Tao of DJ Fuji, and without further ado, Jared, welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Hey now. Hands off the merchandise. Whoa, okay, whoa. You need to wine and dine me before we do that. Hey, my bubble, right? Get out of my bubble. You are such a dork. How brilliant and fun are those shit, right? How great is that stuff? Because while every other guy's out there trying to show interest in this girl and trying to get this girl, we know different. We know all you gotta do is be disinterested and indifferent, and she'll just chase us all the way to the bedroom, won't she? Right? We're never gonna actually show her how we truly feel. We're not going to, give our play our hand. We're not gonna give away our power. This was my mindset for years. For years, I had this mindset. When I started getting good at this or whatever, I realized that you had to, at some point, show interest in a girl. You had to show the girl, why do you like her? What actually matters? If you want to make a real connection, if you want to come out and let the girl see what is about you, solidify something true, you have to be able to make this happen. You can't just rely on all the teasing, because when you think about it, it works, right? It's not bad. It's not that it doesn't work. Women do like a challenge. They do like to be teased. They do like the false disqualification, the chasing the validation. They like it all. It makes a lot of sense. But you can't just bank on that. It's only half the equation. So what's the other half? What do you guys think? What process are we missing here? What? Qualification. And why? What about qualification? Why do we do qualification? What's the whole point? I want you guys to think about this, right? That other half is a part that we never really think about that much. We get into this and we go into the teasing, we go into the, being playful with them, we screw around with them a lot, but we never go into qualification because I don't think a lot of us understand the real reason behind it. Why do we do it? Show that we like her, show the interest, all right? So I got some visualizations for you guys right now that's gonna help demonstrate what I'm talking about. So this speech is going to be on qualification and showing interest. Now, when I talk about qualification, I'm not going to be talking to you guys about the qualifiers, setting standards, baiting the girl to invest. Great stuff. If you have questions on that, I can break it down for you in the science, right? I love that stuff. The problem is it's out there all over the place. You can find that tons of areas. I'm going to talk to you more importantly on the purpose behind qualification. I'm going to talk to you about something that's drastically not expressed within this community, and that is showing interest. And not just showing interest, but showing interest correctly. Because every guy I've been working with, most of the guys I see in this community, there's a big fear behind that of how to show that interest. We don't want to play our hands. We don't want to give away our power. But at some point, it needs to take place. Now, why does this even matter? The first reason is because it helps you have a real connection with a girl. You can't, if you're not real to her, if you're not real in her eyes, guess what? You're there for her amusement. You're there just as a fun guy in a club she met, right? Had a nice, amusing time with you, and then done. You're not real. You might as well be just some arcade game she played with at that time. The other reason I really want to stress this first point is because, and every instructor who gets into this, any guy who's been into this for a really long time and got really good is going to really understand this next point, is that if you fail to make these real connections with women and you are constantly going out there and gaming, you're going to go into a dark place. And this is something they don't warn you about that much. You're going to go to a place where you stop realizing women are actually real people. You're going to go to a place where everything starts to become about manipulation, about not being able to trust anyone, about just seeing you're going to more and more pessimistic about life. It fucks with your head up a lot. I don't want to see you guys go down that route. Remember this, have those real connections. The other reason is it solidifies attraction. Attraction's not over until it's mutual. Understand that. Let me say it one more time. Attraction is not over until it's mutual. Because what else does it look like? If it's not mutual, it's not really attraction anymore, it's just interest. I think of it as an opening door analogy. You make the girl giggle, right? You make her giggle, you tease her, you have some fun with it, right? You open the door, but she doesn't come through yet. You don't solidify it. So after you close the door, oh, I'm going to role play, I'm going to do some fun stuff and be energetic. You open the door, but close the door on her again. I'm going to DHV, I'm going to do all my stories, I'm going to do my cold reads. You open the door, but you're not getting her through. You're not making that connection actually happen. You're just opening the door for it to happen. If you want to solidify attraction, you have to show interest the correct way. The other thing is, how many people here have dealt with the flaking? Have dealt with, thank you, have dealt with the flakes, dealt with, I don't know how to do the phone game or the text game, doing the dates, all of that stuff. It's not the phone game. It's not how you're setting up and everything, right? The problem is, why would she want to go out with you again? Yeah, she likes you. Problem is, she likes a lot of people. She gets attracted to guys continuously, over and over. She probably got attracted to 10 guys that night. But she doesn't have time to go out with every single one of you. You aren't real. You're not in her world yet. Right? If you haven't solidified attraction by making that real connection, by showing her that you are interested in her as a person, something that she would think, you know what, I do want to invest in this guy because he's genuinely interested in me, why would she meet up with you again? Oh yeah, he wants to fuck me. Well, guess what? Which guy in here wouldn't want to fuck the hot girl? Do you think she really has a scarcity problem with that? It's different for us. So if you want to get rid of that stuff, solidify the attraction. LMR, same thing. How many people here deal with LMR? You get the girl or get resisted. You get that girl and you're trying to escalate. LMR is last minute resistance, for anyone who doesn't know. Show her the interest. Why is she giving you LMR? Why is she holding out? Because it's a gamble. I remember a speaker, I forget who said this, and it was brilliant. He said LMR for a girl, the clear example is it's a roulette table. It's like putting your entire life saving on red at a roulette table and just watching it spin around. It can be great payoff or it can go really horrible, right? That's a big thing to go. The way you can make the girl feel sure about that bet is if she knows you're actually interested in her. She's not going to put up that much resistance if she knows there's a mutual attraction that's taking place. So when it gets to interest, I want to actually define 5 types of interest. It's not just one of those general things where, yeah, I'm going to show interest, I don't show interest. There are 5 types of interest I'm going to be talking about for you guys. Some of them are good, and some of them are bad. And the ones we're all always worried about are those bad ones that I'm going to introduce to you. I'm going to show you how to avoid that, and then I'm going to show you how to do the good ones properly. Sound good? Yeah. Thank you. Sound good? Yeah. All right. Okay, there we go. We're awake here. All right, meet Walter. If you notice, Walter's got the purse here with his lovely female friend here. Now, Walter's a patient guy, right? He knows that the way to play this game is just to lay low, take his time, and everything will just work out for him. He's a sweet guy, and he knows because he's a sweet guy that she will eventually see past all the douchebags that she dates and recognize him for how great he truly is. Because his philosophy is one day it will just happen. So why ever try to make a move? Because that would just ruin the flow. He's doing so great. He's got all this time in with her. Until then, Walter is just going to enjoy smelling her hair every time she gets close by. Now, our good friend Walter here, what kind of interest does he usually show, would you say? Take a guess. Friends, what's the word for friend? Platonic. Platonic. So the first kind of bad interest is platonic interest. Now, what are the characteristics of platonic interest? The nice guy. Now, there's no problem being a nice guy. I think of myself as a nice guy. But there's a difference between being the pushover nice guy and a nice guy with your own personal boundaries. All right? The nice guys in Walter's case is like, oh, let me hold your purse for you because I know you're such a frail, lovely creature that you can't even hold your damn purse. Right? It's too much. When you when you try to be nice where it's a detriment to yourself, out of your way on a continual basis with nothing in return, guess what? You're a Walter. The other thing is he's an orbiter. He believes he has a chance. He believes if I just stick around, something's going to happen. Let me just keep sticking around. Right? Other guys are talking to her, but I'm just going to be right here, and then she'll learn. She'll eventually realize it. Understand that. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a female friend. I encourage it. I go so far as to say, if you don't have 5 real female friends, that should be your focus right now. Not trying to go out and have a bunch of sex, whatever. Have that around you. But at the same time, realize that going in the friend zone should be your choice, not something that has to happen to you, that you fall into. That's your choice. So don't be that orbiter. The other thing about the platonic interest guy is he's a counselor, right? Tell me all your stories. Oh, he was mean to you? Tell me about it. It's okay. You can cry on my shoulder. Come here. It's okay. Right? Let me just ease you through this. He's a counselor, right? Unless she's paying you $100 an hour for this, then no, you don't have to be her counselor, because that's what her girlfriends are for. All she's doing is dumping her emotional baggage on you, and then you're going to get you're the best hug, and you're done, right? It doesn't serve your purpose. All that's showing is, I like you as a friend. I'm here for you. I'm here for you, which is fine if you're her friend. That's good. That's what friends do. But not if you want to be a guy she's going to be attracted to. Perfect for her friend. I love this. Every Walter out there, the girl's like, I wouldn't sleep with him. I don't want him. But, oh, he'd be perfect for my friends. Really? Why would he be perfect for your friends? Because he's such a sweet guy. Oh, would you sleep with him? Oh, God, no. What? No, I would never do that. Well, why? Because it's not like that. We're friends. All right, well, why do you think your friends want to sleep with him, right? Because here's the thing. Girls will see that Walter's the nice guy, and they'll think, you know what? Other girls will like him. I've seen it. Like, don't change him. He's a great guy just the way he is. Just be yourself, right? Just be yourself, and it'll be fine. He's so sweet. Problem is, no friends want a guy that their friends don't want. Put it that way. Do you want the girl that I don't want to get with? Do you want to be the guy of your friends? All of your friends are like, I wouldn't bang her, but she's great for you, bro. Right? Who wants that? Right? You wouldn't do that yourself. It's the same thing. All their friends, all their girls are going to be looking at him like, sweet guy, perfect for my friend. I wouldn't touch him. So, overall, what is Walter? He's the wuss. Plain and simple. Again, not because being a friends with girls is a wussy thing. You should have female friends. But thinking going down that route is going to get you with her and build attraction with her, that's a wussy mentality. I want to make that clear. Now, let's meet another friend of mine. We're going to meet Jimmy. Now, Jimmy is a virgin who currently lives in his mother's basement, but that doesn't stop Jimmy because he knows he's a ladies' man. He knows that as long as he just keeps hollering at enough girls and offering them a ride on Mr. Pokey, they'll just come around. The thing with Jimmy is, right now, girls are usually telling him to get lost every time he talks to them, but he knows eventually, I lost my number, can I have yours? Will one day work. All right? That's our friend Jimmy. What kind of interest do you think Jimmy usually shows to girls?
Sexual.
What?
Sexual.
Not sexual.
Creepy.
What? Okay. What does he ooze off of? He's just needy, desperate, right? This guy's just desperate. You can feel it off him. So this desperate interest, and creepy is part of that. So the first part of showing desperate interest, the first thing you feel when you see someone desperately interested in you is just creepy, right? I'm telling you right now, that is a death sentence label for attraction. If a girl labels you as creepy, you're done, all right? That is the death sentence. Because creepy is everything attraction is not. You want to get away from it. It makes your skin crawl, right? You think, I don't know what's going to happen. He might rape me and kill me or some shit. He's just the creepiest guy ever, right? And the reason why it's creepy is because it's obviously he wants something from her. People avoid those who obviously want something from you. The other thing is because it's try hard. If he has his stuff together, he wouldn't need to be that try hard. He would need to be the one who's like, I gotta, desperately try to hit on everything, and I lost my number, can I have yours? He's doing this ridiculous stuff to get with this girl, and it's obvious, it's transparent. Now, God bless him. You know what? At least Jimmy's trying. At least Jimmy's putting himself out there. And you know what? Maybe he'll even get laid every now and then. I guarantee you Jimmy probably will get something. But it doesn't change the fact that he's still desperate. He's still being try-hard. The other things this communicates is low social status. Anyone who's creepy try-hard, anyone who's acting like a Jimmy, it's very transparent you're from a low social ladder, you're low social status. And if a girl would align with that kind of guy, it's going to lower her social status among everyone she knows. It's kind of like, I hate to say it, but let's say you got the fat, pimply face girl, right? And you start dating and you showed all your friends, like, look what I got, man. That's like, okay, buddy. Like, awesome. Or you just get a creepy girl. Forget looks. What if you just got a really creepy, weird girl, right? Every time you introduce her to her friend, she's just like, hey, how you guys doing? You guys are cool, right? It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing with her, right? Why are you with that chick? It lowers your social status. So he leeches. That's ultimately desperate interest. It leeches off of her. The other thing is, it's obvious this guy has low self-esteem. I don't care what front he puts up. Yeah, I'm a ladies' man. Yeah, I stick my hair back, man. I'm a baller, right? It's obvious. It's transparent. Because anyone with any self-worth, with any kind of self-esteem, isn't going to be the creepy, try-hard guy who has obviously no social status. That's a deep-rooted inner game thing that he would have to work on, this guy. So, overall, what's the clear thing that a girl would think when she sees a Jimmy? The loser. These are the two types of interest that are going to blow it. This is what we always want to avoid, right? Because we're like, I don't want to be like the other guys. What do we mean by that? What do the other guys do in the clubs and stuff? We associate them with the Jimmy, with the desperate interest. Hey, baby, what's going on? I just want to talk to you. Good, come here, right? It's desperate interest. I don't want to show that. I don't want to show I like her because it could be platonic. It could be bad, right? So these are the two key kinds of interest that we always want to avoid. Now, why these don't work is the first reason is because it communicates that you are beneath her. It shows that you're not at her level. You're screaming it at her. The wuss, platonic interest, I'm not worthy enough to try to make a move on you. The desperate guy is like, oh, I just want to try hard. You know, I don't really think I have a legitimate chance of getting you, so let me just try to be creepy about it. She feels that you're beneath her. It also shows that you're invested way more than she is. And that's going to put her off. Again, that try hard mentality. You're just constantly investing in this girl, and she's not reciprocating or giving anything back. Another one, this is huge, is a scarcity mindset. If there's a key mindset that I could just like put into you guys and instill you that would make you better with women in general, it's the mindset of abundance. If you truly felt that, if you truly had this mindset of abundance, well, for example, if you had 15 gorgeous girls at home waiting for you whenever you want, right? How would you feel talking to some girl out on the street? Would you be nervous about it? No. Would you think, oh my God, I'm such a loser, and now I have to go back to my 15 gorgeous girlfriends? Right? Would that even thought even come into your head? Hugh Hefner. You think if Hugh Hefner gets rejected by some girl who's like no, you're old and creepy. Okay. Right? Sure, I'm just going back to my mansion, my 1,000 Playboy bunnies right now. That's fine. Right? It doesn't come to their heads. They have abundance. What if you don't even have the 15 girls? What if you're a guy that just knows there's so many women out there, right? And you can get any one of them. And you just know, if I go out tonight, I'm going to meet a girl. It's going to go fine. That's abundance. These guys lack that. They have the scarcity. They realize, oh, shit, I might not be able to get this girl. The other key thing is it's emotionally non-stimulating. Although Jimmy might be a little stimulating. Fuji pointed that out to me. Jimmy might be a little bit stimulating, but not in a good way at all. You don't want to be creepy stimulating. But the point is they're emotionally non-stimulating. Every girl knows guys are desperate for them. Every hot girl knows a guy's desperate for them. They see it. They know it. Platonic, oh, I'll be nice to you. Okay, cool. It's boring. There's no emotional spikes. It doesn't get them excited at all. So a lot of the stuff we learn is how to be stimulating. The only use we have for these kind of interests is to frame other guys. As far as amog or anything like that, when you're dealing with other guys, the best thing is to frame them as one of these two types of interest. He's desperate or he's friendly. He's a nice guy. He's platonic. Harmless, platonic, or desperate, right? If you frame some other guy as one of these two things, it's a death sentence for him. That's literally the only use we have for these. So what does work? What can we use? Well, meet Ben. Ben knows at an early age that he needed to keep women on their toes and keep them guessing what the next thing is. He has no problem telling a girl, I like you, but not before he lets her know what a big dork she is. At the same time, he's pulling her in close to him. He's looking in the other way with not a care on his shoulder. While he's looking her dead in the eye and smiling, he's backing away slowly, sending those mixed signals. The girls can't figure him out, ever. No girl can. But that doesn't stop them from constantly trying. So what kind of interest is Ben always showing? Push, okay, good. And what is push-pull? What does that interest that show? That's a tactic. What? Catching there. And mix, ambiguous interest, right? You don't know. The ambiguous interest, right? Now, what is ambiguous interest? What is it exactly? Well, first it's mixed signals, clearly. Girl doesn't know what the hell's going on here. Oh, he's into me, I got it. No, he's not, oh. Oh, no, he's into, oh, no, he's not, what the, right? It's emotionally stimulating. It gets them on their toes, like, shit, like, do I have him? Oh, I got him in my pocket. Oh, why is he going away now? He's not calling me. Oh, okay, but when I did, we just went so great, he loves me. Oh, wait, but now he's talking to that other girl. I don't know what's going on. They don't know what the hell's going on. So it's that mixed signals. The other thing is it's a challenge, right? If I've learned a key thing here, I know women like sex, but another thing I know is they love a challenge, right? Because so many guys are that desperate interest guy. They're just constantly coming up to them. When you got a guy that's a little bit different that can present that challenge, it's exciting now. It's fun. It's stimulating. The other thing is it toys with the validation. Now, you can take this to a little bit of a dark place, but on the light side of things, it's fun for the girl a little bit, right? It's like, oh, does he like me? Does he not? Oh, I want to talk to my girlfriends about it. I don't know. Like, it can be fun for her playing with that. Now, what was his name? Ben. What my friend Ben here is, he's a flirt, right? This is the art of flirting. This is that fun stuff that most of us do, and is usually the kind of interest you want to show in the very beginning. It's that kind of interest we play with usually in the beginning. Now, how do we go about doing it properly? The key one, who said push-pull? This guy, he's smart. The first one is push-pull. The biggest thing, though, is most guys horribly don't know how to do push-pull properly. They don't understand it correctly. Most people don't even know what real push-pull actually is. So I'm going to kind of just briefly define a little bit for you. Push-pull is showing the ambiguous interest in the girl and then the playful disinterest simultaneously. Now, this could be done verbally, like, oh my God, you're either the coolest girl ever or the weirdest girl. I don't know yet. Right? It can be done verbally, or it could be done with a mix of verbals and nonverbals. Oh my God, you're such a dork, right? And you hug her. So, there's different ways of doing it, but the key thing is it's ambiguous interest and playful disinterest. What a lot of people do is they go to the extremes. So a lot of guys do is they don't show ambiguous interest. They show clear, like, I love you, right? There's this heavy interest in this girl, and their disinterest is flat out insulting. Their disinterest is not playful. The girl thinks you're disinterested. So a push-pull I've seen a lot of guys is, I love you, even though you're a fucking slut. Like, whoa, right? Where did that come from, right? It's too much. They go too far on the extreme, so you want to tailor it in. Now, rapport cycling is pretty much very similar to push-pull with one little key difference. It's done over a longer space of time. Rapport cycling is when we start building rapport with a girl, and then we break that rapport. Breaking rapport just means to make it lightly uncomfortable. We can do it sexually, we can do it playfully, whatever it is, right? We build rapport with her, and then we break it. And then we rebuild it. We break it again. And you can do this over longer periods of time. Just like push-pull, though, you can go to extreme. Rapport cycling, rapport building can be taken to the extreme of rapport seeking. Rapport breaking can be taken to the extreme of rapport severing. Again, it's just super heavy interest and super heavy disinterest. We want to tone it down on both ends. The more we get in the middle, the better it's going, the more ambiguous we're getting now, okay? With both of them. Another way to do it is just unclear wording, ambiguous statements, such as, you're adorable. What does that mean? Is that platonic, or is that he actually likes me? I must say, you are something. Is that good? Do I want to be something? Being around you is turning into a very interesting night. You seem really different from most girls. Different how? What do you mean different, right? It leaves that question, well, what does he mean by this? What are these things? Is this good or is this bad? Now, what's she going to do? She's going to ask you, what does that mean? Is that good? And you're going to have one simple answer, and you're going to drive her crazy with this, but it's great. All you're going to say is, it is what it is. Wait, but is that good? It is what it is. And just that confused by the question. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, you are something. I don't know. It's just, that's what I mean. Drives her crazy, but just stick to that answer. It's amazing. All right. Now, the next guy. Let's meet our new friend here. Oh, Hunter. We're going to meet Hunter. Yeah, all the ladies are getting excited by Hunter already. Now, my friend Hunter here, he doesn't play games with the girl because he's too busy having sex. Now, see, Hunter realizes that he has something women want, and by owning his sexual desire, he gets them going. His favorite activities includes making the girls blush, getting them breathing hard, and flustering them to death, right? He owns that sexual desire. Now, what kind of interest do we think Hunter shows when he talks to a girl? Sexual, right? Pure, unadulterated, unapologetically sexual. Now, someone said it when we saw Jimmy, someone said, oh, sexual interest. Sexual interest is not bad. Desperate interest is bad. I want you to clearly understand that difference. That was a big thing. Back in 2006, 2007, no one knew how to show sexual interest properly until it was like S1, or like until it was back in like the bedroom. Really, like we didn't show sexual interest until it was like in the bedroom. It's like, by the way, I do have a penis. It's like, so what we quickly realized is that if we distinguish a difference between desperate interest and sexual interest, wow, things got really going a lot better and a lot quicker. So sexual interest, what actually is it? First off, it's masculine. It's owning your masculine energy. What is masculine traits? When you think masculine, what's the first thing you think of? What is a masculine guy?
Confident.
Confident, and what is the projection of confidence?
Decisive.
Decisive and dominant, right? It's all word, confident, decisive, dominant. These kind of things show the sexual energy. Unapologetic, he doesn't care. Hunter don't play no game. The other thing is, from the girl's endpoint, he gets them flustered, right? He gives them that thrill. Guys don't do that. Girls are usually used to flustering the guys. Oh, thanks, Walter. Oh. Right? Flusters the guys. Imagine flipping the script on them. Saying things and doing things that just get them like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Right? Gets them amazed by it. The other thing is it builds sexual tension. Now, this is something that's going to be scary when you first start doing. I always avoided it. I would start building it, and I would freak out and just stop. Now I bask in it. I love sexual tension. How do you go about doing sexual tension, by the way? Well, there's a few key ways. You can say sexual things, prolonged eye contact, breaching personal space, prolonged touch. There's lots of ways we can use sexual tension to our advantage. And the whole point of sexual tension is it gets them aroused. And that's why Hunter is the arouser. I'll tell you right now, if you got a girl aroused, everything else is a piece of cake. So how do we show sexual interest correctly? The first is more aggressive kino. Now, I mean aggressive kino, I don't mean just like throwing yourself at her and like humping. No, we're not doing anything like that. Aggressive kino is basically not being a guy that touches a girl like this. It's little spider fingers, right? Touch them like that. It's actually, if you're going to put your hand around a girl, like for example, Pedagogy, hoverhand.com, right? No, you pull her in. All your touches are confident. They're dominant. You're not worried about it. If you're going to take her hand, you take her hand. If you put your arm around her, you put your arm around her. That's aggressive. He does it in a confident way. He does it without fear. Another way is sexual innuendos and misinterpretation. If the girl says anything, gives him anything where he can show, or you can turn the topic to sex, all the better. Right? That's what she said. Clear example of the misinterpretation stuff. But he'll take anything to sex. And when you get those topics going with misinterpretation and sexual innuendos, you get sex on her head. If you get sex on her mind early on, things are becoming a lot more interesting sets. You have a lot more fun in your sets. All right, next one is statements of intent. Now I've heard about statements of intent a long time ago, but it was kind of one of those vague things. You're just like, yeah, just let the girl know you like her. Make a statement of intent. I think the only example we had was like, you are sexy. Right? That was it. All we had like this. Everyone was like, we're not using that shit. However, I am going to give credit where credit is due. I learned a lot about statements of intent correctly from my boy Sin. And some of these are basically come from him. I love these. I've incorporated these in my game tremendously. All right? And if you're not using these, you're losing out on a big chunk of game that you can be doing. For the new guys, it's going to push your comfort zone. For newbies, it's going to show you that, it gives you that permission that, yes, I can be sexual. Yes, I can build sexual confidence. For you advanced guys that are already kind of effective, this is how you get efficient. You want to do things a lot quicker and you want to make things hit harder? Get your SOIs down. Now, I'll give you some examples. One is, I tell you what I'm thinking now, but it's really inappropriate. Another one. I mean that even though I'm totally hitting on you. You can't do that and not expect me to get into your pants. FYI, by the way, I'm going to be kissing you later. Just letting you know, putting it out there, right? Throwing these statements right out there. Now, of course, the girl might battle that a little bit, right? She'll either get flustered and be like, oh my God, or if she's a little bit more confident, she might battle that, would be like, oh, you're kind of sure of yourself, huh? Or what was it? You're kind of, you think highly of yourself. And your answer every time, just like the last one, is going to be, we'll see. All right, we'll see, I'm very charming. Or, we'll see, the night's still young. Right? Letting you know, I'm going to kiss you. Oh, you think so, huh? No, I know so. Really? Well, we'll see, the night's young. Right? It shows that that's what it means, right? You hear that term, unapologetically sexual. And the people don't realize what that means. It's like, oh, I'll just be sexual. That's what it means. I don't backtrack. If she shit tests me on it, if she comes at me, I'm holding my ground. Nothing changes. A lot of time I used to do a very kind of like indirect style, but I tell you one thing. Once I make that move to I'm being properly direct with the girl, there's no going back. You either start direct, or if you're going from indirect to direct, once you make that move, you do not go back. Because all that means is you're a wuss. If you show her that, own it. All right. Let's now meet Edward. I know that's very cheesy, obviously, but let's meet Edward. Edward, ever since all the time he meets women, he always makes them fall for him. The poor man, he just can't help it. Maybe it's because he sincerely enjoys every interaction he has with a girl and truly has a love for all women. He sees his affection as a gift that women will truly enjoy, and he has no problem giving them what they want. Christmas always comes early. All right? Now, my friend Edward, what kind of interest do we think he's showing? Romantic, yeah. Keith, but what if you don't want to be romantic, but you still want to show a certain kind of interest? It is romantic. I debated what I want to call it. However, another way of thinking about it is just genuine. If you like a girl, be genuine about it. Obviously, that falls into romantic. It can be romantic because if you want to make a connection with her other than sexual, it can go romantic, right? But if you like a girl genuinely, you can show that. So genuine interest. What does genuine interest do? And that's all important. That's a big thing with qualification specifically, is qualification will separate you from when you show interest as a guy who shows normal or desperate interest to genuine interest. Because genuine interest shows that you know her. You understand this girl. I'm going to tell you a story. Back when I was a Vegas pull, I guess. Back when I was in Vegas, I meet the girl, and I bring her back to my room, and things start heating up. And one of the things she says to me is like, oh, hold on, we're going a little too fast. You don't even know me. Now, what would you say to that? How do you respond to a statement like that? What would you do? You're in the room. I don't want to ask. You're in the room, and the girl says, wait, we're going too fast. You don't even know me. How would you respond? Come on. You back off. Be like, you're right. Freeze out. We don't know what to do, right? I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of like, that's really all we have. If you got to freeze up, like, oh, okay, you're kind of right. I'll back off a little bit, maybe try again a little bit later on, right? Here's what I said. You think I don't know you? Honey, you just came from Toronto to Vegas because you want to pursue a career in acting, but you round up going into veterinary school, even though you don't truly like it, but you spent the last 4 years working on a Ph.D. of yours. You're a Virgo, which you pretty much told me means you're a very analytical person, which I can clearly see. But you also have that core spiritual side because of all those retreats you used to go on and that when you were really heavily into Buddhism. Now, I also know you're really strong and independent girl because at an early age, only at the age of 14, you had to deal with both your parents dying. And that's not easy on anyone. Now, I just want to ask you again, do you really feel like I don't know you? You know what her reaction was? Speechless. I remember exactly what I said, but I literally said everything. Want to know why? Two things. One, because I did qualify, because I did get information out of her. I got to know her throughout the whole time I was with her. It wasn't like I was just drilling her the whole time. These were information I got from her throughout the whole night. I was qualifying here, I learned this. Later on, I learned this. And the other thing I did is I actually listened. I wasn't in my head thinking, oh, what's my next fucking routine going to be? Okay, well, she said some bullshit about her parents. Okay, now I'm going to cube her, right? No, I actually was listening to what she gave me, and that saved me. I didn't have to freeze out. I didn't have to back off. She understood that I knew her, and it was done. LMR over. The other thing genuine interest does is it shows that you have a valuable and sincere affection, right? Otherwise, any guy's trying to give their affection. Oh, I like you. I'll take you out for flowers. I do other stuff, right? But why? It's not valuable. Any guy will give that up. She worked for this. She qualified herself. She worked for your affection. That means your interest is now valuable. That's something she cares about. She wants. If a girl decides she likes a guy, she wants him to like her. She wants that affection back. Now, you can use that to your advantage very heavily by using it as a reward system, right? You can let the girl know that, yeah, the more we do, the more affection we give back. It's reciprocal. You can also do that by solidifying that mutual attraction heavily. I think too much of us are scared to put ourselves on a line with that. We're too scared to actually show a girl that we like her because we think it'll blow the whole thing out. But at some point, that's only going to make it that much stronger. You have to change gears. You can't stay in first gear forever. Now, where does that come from? I want to prove to you why genuine interest is so important. It comes from evolutionary psychology. That's where the whole slut factor comes from, right? Let's go back to caveman times. If a girl gave it up to a guy that didn't care for her, that truly didn't like her, where would she be in life? She's going to be alone with a kid without any resources and no protection. They had to learn early on to save that, to be careful of what happened in those caveman times. And if they did give it up, they better make sure it's a guy that stuck around and watched out for them. Because if they didn't, they're dead. And so is their kid. So how do they screen for that? They had to screen for the guys that just wanted one thing to the guys that wanted the real thing. They need to know that this guy actually cares about me. If I'm going to give it up, he needs to care about me. That's where that roulette factor comes in. Am I giving it up too soon? Will I lose everything? Or is this going to be one of the most rewarding, fun experiences of my life? That's what goes through their head. So, genuine interest. What does that make Edward? It makes him the real deal. It makes him the guy that the girl's going to go back and brag to her friends about, and her friends are going to encourage her to go on dates with that guy. Answer him when he calls. Don't play games with that guy. If you got girls who are constantly playing games, and it happens to the best of them, girls play games just like we do, happens. But if you want to reduce that tremendously, if she feels it's on, it's real, they don't want to play games either. They feel they have to, just like we feel we have to. So how do we show this genuine interest correctly? This is the big one with qualification. This first thing alone will hopefully change the entire way you do qualification. You qualify a girl, right? You throw the bait out. She hooks with whatever she says. Then you've got to reel her in, right? We all learn this bait, hook, reel, release crap. So you got to, sorry. So you reel her in, right? And the real is we have to show interest in her now. How does everybody do that? Oh, awesome, high five. Oh, that's so cool. Where's props? Oh, that's awesome. All right, cool, next thing. What did that show? What did that really show? I like you, cool. All I'm going to do is introduce one word to how you reward her when she qualifies to you, and watch how things change. Because. One word. I like you because, and then fill in the blank. Watch how things change with her. Because now it's genuine. Now you have to think, oh, I'm a doctor. Oh, you're a doctor. Awesome. High five. Right? That doesn't say anything why you like her. You're a doctor? Oh, I love that because you better think of something. Why do you like a doctor? And if you don't like it, if you don't got anything, qualify harder. Oh, you're a doctor? Really? Why'd you get into becoming a doctor? Well, I'm really kind of family oriented, and my parents kind of pushed me in that direction. I wanted to please my parents. Like, wow, that's so cool because it's really rare you meet in like South Beach and in a Miami scene someone who's actually a family-oriented girl, someone who cares about that kind of stuff, and someone who's driven enough and has the commitment it takes to actually achieve those goals of becoming a doctor. Because that's not a hard field to go into. I give it up for you. Whoa, it's a lot more powerful than going, that's awesome, high five, right? Things change up a lot when you do this. One word, because. Because. I always want to do that. All right, the other reason, genuine interest, relate to her world. We never do that. We get in our heads and we think, let me just talk about the stuff I want to talk about, and she's got to go into it, right? That's not even a community thing. That's just a guy thing, personally. Biggest thing I've seen with my female friends is guys don't ever give a shit what I'm talking about. They don't want to listen to me. They just talk about they want to talk about it. I just nod my head and go, okay, right? All the time from the girls. That's just a guy thing. However, if you relate to her world, she will love you. She will be like, oh my God, I need this guy. Think of this. I'm gonna reverse this. Imagine you meet a girl and she goes, I love self-help, right? I love guys that go out and try to better themselves. And I love the club scene. I love guys who go out and they're just socially open, they're down meeting new people. Nothing, makes me more attractive than that. It's not like a girl you're gonna think, fucking ding, 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 right? Any guy here, she can relate to your world. You can probably be like, well, this is convention I go to. I could probably take you to this thing, right? She probably might even love this. And imagine a girl who loved the fact that you're doing this, all right? And she was just into your, what's a hobby you're into, other than pickup and whatnot?
Me?
Yeah.
Boating.
Right, now I'm sure you would hate to know a girl that loves boating. I'm sure if a girl talked about boating with you, you'd just be bored off your mind. You'd just be like, get the fuck away from me.
You would have a hard time shutting me up.
Right? And how much would you like talking about that to her?
Oh, I love it.
So why can't we do that with them? Sometimes it's not about what you say, it's about what you let her to say. She'll love it. It's the same thing. It's the same exact concept. Relate to her world and let her bring it out. Me and Auntie had a funny thing. Sometimes the biggest thing we have to teach some guys is just shut the fuck up. That's it. It's like, just be quiet. Let her talk. It's a big thing we have to teach some guys. The other thing with genuine interest is actually being impressed with the girl, showing her how she stands out amongst everyone else. You want to show how you're not desperate and you can show real genuine interest? Show her. Show her that she stands out amongst everyone else around there and that you're impressed with her, uniquely her. That will key in your eyes that this guy's genuinely interested in me. However, we're going to let you guys know right now that this might be one of the hardest things for you to do. This is not an easy task. It sounds easy when I just say, like, just do this, right? Through my whole progression through pickup or whatever you want to call it, through going out and meeting women, I had to go out and push my comfort zone by doing crazy things. I had to develop social balls, and that was hard. I had to deal with countless rejections and flaking girls and girls who were just rude and bitchy and hurtful to me. I had to deal with getting over that approach anxiety, and that is difficult. I had to do hundreds, if not 1,000 approaches to reduce approach anxiety to a manageable level. All those things are incredibly hard. But I'm going to tell you right now, the single hardest thing I had to ever deal with was once I built this psych persona up, to realize the next phase of my evolution in this was to tear him down and have Jared actually do a real approach. To put myself on a line, raw, bare, and vulnerable. I have never been more nervous in my life. I have never been more scared. That will be the hardest thing you would ever have to do. But that's when you make a real connection. That's when you can create mutual attraction. That's when you can actually enjoy the game the way it's meant to be enjoyed. That's when the magic happens. I'm Jared, Psych. Thank you guys.